let's do some politics. I love politics, state of the race. And we don't get to talk about pure politics enough because it's so ephemeral and it changes all the time that I don't talk about it all that often. But I'm interested in this. I'm especially interested in the Trump-DeSantis thing going on. It's kind of a fascinating moment, and I'm trying to keep my powder dry and not make any decisions. It's very early on. But as I said before, I'm not that impressed so far with DeSantis's attempt to break through. It's just not working yet. Somebody on Twitter said to me, what does it mean to be impressed with a campaign? Well, a campaign's like anything else. It can be done well or done badly. I think DeSantis has a spectacular record. I think he has a great record. He has a great story to tell. But if you can't tell it, then we're not going to learn it. But I'm interested because I think I'm starting to see a change in him. He was confronted by Will Cain on Fox. Will Cain did a really good job of just hammering away at him in friendship and saying, I like you. I think you've done a wonderful job. I think you have a great story to tell, but somehow it's not getting out. Why not? And here's just a clip of that.
There are those that say there's something about you that's not connecting for whatever reason, not connecting with the voter, whether or not it be personality. Donald Trump says it's about loyalty. Francis Suarez says it's about your relationships. And it's not about those individuals so much as I'm curious in the analysis of Ron DeSantis of why not yet is connecting.
Well, I think, did you just see the news today about the record fundraising haul we've had? Nobody's been able to match that in the history of modern presidential politics. So we've got a huge amount of support to be able to take the case to the people. We really haven't started that yet.
So, that's his argument. Obviously, the donors like him. The donors are put off by Trump. And I'm put off by Trump. I got to be honest, I supported him whole hog in the last election. I supported him in the first election completely because of Hillary Clinton. But I'm not. His message is not resonating with me at all. And I'm just being honest about this. Here he is attacking DeSantis, as cut 17.
The very stupid and little respected China-loving Club for No Growth, which has been backing Ron DeSanctimonious as his poll numbers have been absolutely crashing, has just spent some of the rhino money they have accumulated on an ad campaign, hoping to counter the fact that DeSantis, just off the worst presidential launch in history, opted 3 times to cut and destroy Social Security, even lifting the minimum age to 70 years old. He also voted to cut Medicare and institute a 23% national sales tax, which will hit our country hard. Ron has always been a loser.
I got to be honest. I just find this really off-putting. First of all, we need to do that with Social Security. We need to raise the age. When Social Security was invented, it kicked in at 65, and the average lifespan was 63. So it was easy for us to afford it. Now it is dragging us down into debt, and people live longer. So there's not enough money. It's just like the French riot when you say they have to retire, but you have to make the money to pay for your retirement. The state can't do it for you. And so he's just wrong about this. But it's all this stuff, DeSanctimonious, and he's a liar and he's a loser. He hits him because he's not loyal. But Trump is not loyal to anybody. So the real question, I think, for DeSantis, and it's an ugly question, but I think it is the question, is he going to be able to get his message out, but also is he going to be able to fight with Trump? He cannot just let Trump hammer him like this. He can't do it. He's got to fight with him. Now, some of the stuff he's done recently has good. His wife, what's her name, Casey, has a terrific ad out. I don't have time to play as much as I wanted to, but let's just play a little bit and I'll tell you when to stop.
We've been forced into silence. Into compliance.
Keep your mask on.
Told that we must trust the science.
Indoor and outdoor venues should be closed.
We've been told that we must deny truth, back down, and look the other way. But enough is enough. When you come after our kids, we fight back, because there's nothing we won't do to protect our children. They're not yours.
These are our kids.
Our nation's children are all our children.
We will not allow you to exploit their innocence to advance your agenda. We are no longer silent. We are united, and we have finally found our fighter.
It's a really good ad. You should watch the whole thing. It goes on for like 3 minutes. Really good ad. Lists all the great things that DeSantis did in Florida. Obviously, it's Casey DeSantis, who's prettier than he is. But still, I think that is a good way to go. But here is the thing that I have observed about fighting against Trump. One of the things I noticed, Trump has a great talent for driving people nuts, for making them just like run around in circles, not knowing what to do. And the first thing they try to do is they try to be Trump. They try to speak like he does. They try to get as down and dirty as he is. And it is a big, big mistake. We saw it with Marco Rubio when he made that joke about Trump's hands. It just made him look grotesque. Trump is immune to that because of his celebrity. It was actually Ben Shapiro who explained that to me, because people feel that they know him, so it's just Trump. That's the way Trump is, and we love him, and he's for us, and he's one of us, and so we see him on our TV. He's been in our home for so long, and so he can get away with stuff. Ron DeSantis cannot. He cannot turn around and start to play the bad guy like that. But he can do this. Here's an ad that his camp put out about Pride Month, cut 24.
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens.
If Caitlyn Jenner were to walk into Trump Tower and want to use the bathroom, you would be fine with her using any bathroom she chooses.
That is correct.
In the future, can transgender women compete in Miss Universe?
Yes.
Make America great again.
Psych!
I cannot think of anything more horrifying. It really has shut down drag.
Just produced some of the harshest, most draconian laws that literally threaten trans existence.
Congratulations, Ron DeSantis. Mission accomplished. You win.
So the stuff, if you're not watching, if you're just listening, the stuff under that music is DeSantis as a villain because the left hates him, and interspersed with pictures of like American Psycho and Top Gun and things where he looks like both a hero and a villain at once. He looks like a tough guy and that's good stuff because he's right about this. I mean, Trump was off on his call about transgenderism. He was off when he allowed Fauci to continue to take over. This was a mistake. And his idea that, oh, well, I let the states do it. Yeah, but he let Fauci stay in place, and Fauci was a bad actor. And you know what? I have a lot of sympathy for that. I understand Trump's not a doctor, and he thought I should trust the experts, and he turned out to be wrong. And his instincts, the big problem I had with Trump is that his instincts were right, and he didn't follow them. His instinct was to open up by Easter, and he should have just said, we are doing this. We are opening up. I'm not shutting down this economy anymore. And he should have done it even earlier than that, but he didn't. And it's fair to attack a candidate for the things that he has done. And I think the more he attacks Trump, the more Trump will go down into the dirt, and the more DeSantis stays above that kind of tone, and yet says what he has to say, and that he didn't accomplish enough stuff, and that he really didn't build the wall. I think he has a shot if he does that. Whether he will or not, I don't know. I have to be honest with you. When I see Trump now, I do not see the Trump I saw before. I've told you this before. Losing a national election does bad stuff to everybody. And if you happen to be a flaming narcissist, as Trump is, most politicians are narcissists, but he takes it to another level. You know, he's like the picture of narcissists. This is the way they cannot accept that they've lost. They can't take the loss and learn from it. They can't say, you know, oh yeah, this was bad. I was mistreated. I was treated unfairly, but the past is past. Now I've got to go forward. He is stuck on this thing. And to me, it's a bad message. So right now I'm not impressed with either of them, but I saw a little hint that DeSantis might come around. So we'll see. I'm not in love with either of them. I'm not, selling my soul for either of them, but that's what I'm seeing right now. That guy is great, isn't he? Like and subscribe. Also, subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.